Hey everyone, welcome back to another devlog for Heli.os.
Today, we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to give you a deep dive into our dialogue system, which is the beating heart of character interaction in Heli.os.
Plus, we got a quick update on a grand application and a sneak peek at what's coming next. So let's get into it.
First up, the big one. Let's talk about how we are handling dialogue in Heli.os. Our dialogue system is built on a custom tool that we call the contextual dialogue system, or CDS for short. This was originally developed for a previous project called One-Way Ticket, but we have since expanded it and it's now one of the most flexible tools in our development shed.
Here's how it works. The CDS supports both linear dialogue and multiple choice interactions. Nothing groundbreaking there, but what makes it special is that it supports contextual choices. That means dialogue isn't static. It responds to you, the player, what you've done, what you've unlocked, who you've spoken to, how many times you've spoken to them. All of that can feed back into the dialogue.
And that's thanks to something we call the game archive. And the game archive is basically the memory system for Heli.os. It keeps track of all the granular details, like how many times you've found an item, how many NPCs you've talked to, whether you've unlocked a specific feature, and more.
So in practice, if you've been talking a lot to a certain character, they'll acknowledge that if you've explored far and wide, characters might open up in ways they wouldn't otherwise. It's subtle, but it really helps the world feel alive and reactive to your presence.
Now, let's talk visuals. We drew a lot of inspiration from different games while building the UI and feel of the dialogue system. But we landed on something that's a bit of a cousin to what you see in Another Crab's Treasure by AgroCrab. Dialogue supports any number of characters at once, and each character has a portrait that reflects their emotion. And their voice changes too, similar to what Celeste did, which we absolutely loved. So if a character is angry, you're going to hear it and you'll see it.
We've also added camera integration into the system. When someone speaks, the camera pans gently in their direction. Nothing too dramatic, just enough to guide your attention. There's also a slight handheld style noise, just a touch, to give it a more grounded, imperfect feel. It adds a lot more than you would expect.
Now, in terms of timing and pacing, right now we're able to trigger events after a dialogue is finished. So when you finish speaking with someone, something might happen in the world. A feature we really want is to add events that trigger during dialogue. This will let us do things like pan the camera to something in the environment while a character is referencing it.
Think if someone says, "Did you see that machine right behind the ridge?" and the camera shifts to show it. That's a level of immersion we're aiming for. We've been testing the system using concept art for our characters, but moving forward, we're planning to commission proper dialogue portraits. That'll really bring the character to life, and we are super excited for that step.
So yeah, that's the CDS. It's not just a dialogue box. It's a system that responds to the world and helps the world respond to you. We're really proud of how it's shaping up.
Quick update here. We recently heard back from a grant we applied to, and unfortunately we didn't get it this time. We're still waiting on official feedback, and we'll keep you posted once we know more. Transparency is really important to us, and even though it's a setback, it is a part of the journey.
So, what's coming next? While I've been knee-deep in the dialogue system, Søren here has been working on our level generation system.
The system is inspired by Enter the Gungeon and Returnal, and we are super close to having something to show you there. Hold tight, as the next video will be all about it.
We're also expanding our journaling system, specifically to support what we call enemy journaling. Machines, our game's enemy units, will soon have their own dedicated log, which ties in with the component journaling we've already built. It's all part of making the world of Heli.os feel rich and interconnected. We'll make sure to tell you more as time comes.
That's it for this devlog. Thanks for hanging out and letting us walk you through our journey developing Heli.os.
If you have any questions, thoughts, or even wild theories, drop them in the comments. We love reading them. And if you fancy a chat with us, you should join our Discord server at ourdiscordserver.com. We are very active on there and can't wait to chat with you.
Until next time, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.